Jingle Bells is already playing nearby, and the holiday season feels closer than ever. Christmas trees and ornaments always bring us warmth and joy. It's impossible to create a festive atmosphere without them. What kind of celebration would it be without colorful glass baubles and a towering Christmas tree in the middle of the room? Today, I'll lift the veil of mystery and share a little insight into how these essential holiday decorations are made. The tradition of decorating trees dates back to pre-Christian times. Ancient European peoples, including the Celts and Germanic tribes, revered evergreen trees as symbols of life, resilience, and renewal. During the winter months, they adorned tree branches with fruits, nuts, and ribbons to appease the spirits of nature. In medieval Europe, Christmas trees began to be associated with Christian celebrations. In the 14th and 15th centuries, the first paradise trees appeared in Germany. These were set up in homes or churches during the Feast of Adam and Eve. They were decorated with red apples, symbolizing the forbidden fruit, as well as bread or wafers, representing abundance. Live Christmas trees can have a significant environmental impact. While the large-scale deforestation that once preceded the holidays is no longer common, since most trees are now grown specifically for this purpose, the trend of replacing real trees with convenient alternatives is gaining momentum. Unlike our ancestors, who had no such option, today's artificial Christmas trees are an excellent, long-lasting choice. A single artificial tree can last anywhere from 5 to 10 years. This reduces the demand for cutting down live trees, helping to preserve forests and contributing to the fight against climate change. The production of artificial Christmas trees is a fairly complex technological process. The first step involves designing the tree. Designers create a model, determining its dimensions, shape, and color. The most common sizes of artificial trees range from approximately 3 to 10 feet, though larger versions are also crafted for public spaces. Safe materials that comply with environmental standards are used in the manufacturing process. Polyvinyl chloride is the primary material used to create the branches, as it effectively imitates natural needles. Metal is utilized for the trunk and frame, providing structural strength and stability. Each year, around 11 tons of polyvinyl chloride and 5.5 tons of metal are used in production. The branches are made by cutting polyvinyl chloride into thin strips. Machines process these strips into fine slivers that resemble needles. The number of these needles on a single branch can range from 500 to 1,000. These slivers are then attached to a metal wire, which is bent into the shape of a branch. Depending on the size of the tree, a single model can include anywhere from 50 to 150 individual branches. Once assembled, the branches are painted using special eco-friendly paints that are free of toxic components. Each production batch can require up to 26 gallons of paint to ensure even coverage. The branches are attached to a frame, which can be either collapsible or solid. On the production line, workers manually secure each branch. Assembling a single medium-sized Christmas tree takes between 1 and 3 hours. In the final stage, every tree undergoes an inspection. This process checks the strength of the attachments, the uniformity of the color, and the stability of the structure. Finished trees are packed into sturdy cardboard boxes. Each box can weigh between 7 and 22 pounds, depending on the size of the tree. I once worked as a courier, and my back nearly gave out when I saw those boxes of finished trees at the factory. The tree is ready, and now it needs to be decorated. In the 18th century, glass blowers in the town of Lauscha began making the first glass Christmas ornaments. Lauscha became the hub of production for these decorations. Initially, the ornaments were simple spheres, designed to mimic apples. Later, bells, hearts, and stars were introduced. Today, most ornaments are made of plastic, a practical, economical, less hazardous, and more durable option. These plastic ornaments boast incredible shine, a wide color palette, and resistance to high temperatures. However, their production requires a significant amount of specialized equipment. As with Christmas trees, the process starts with designers creating a model of the ornament. Workers and engineers then develop molds for all the parts of the design. Once tested, the molds are sent to an injection molding machine, where liquid plastic fills the mold. After the plastic cools, the mold is split into two parts, and the completed pieces of the ornament, if not made in a single piece, are assembled together. Handling heated plastic isn't exactly pleasant, but the results are absolutely worth it. As a child, my favorite ornaments on the Christmas tree were candy. Amid all the holiday hustle and bustle, I would quietly unwrap the candy, eat it, and leave the foil hanging on the green branch. As an adult, I became curious about how other ornaments are made, especially glass ones. The production of glass Christmas ornaments is a delicate and labor-intensive process that blends craftsmanship, artistry, and modern technology. To create glass baubles, a special type of borosilicate glass is used. This material is resistant to temperature changes and ideal for blowing into shape. Each year, approximately 5 tons of glass are used to sustain production. The glass is supplied in tubes about 3.28 feet long, with diameters ranging from 0.4 to 2 inches. The first step is shaping the forms through glass blowing. This is done manually using gas burners that heat the glass tubes to temperatures exceeding 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit. The glass tube is first heated until it melts, after which the artisan blows into it, shaping it into a sphere or other forms. Crafting a standard 4-inch diameter bauble takes about 3 to 5 minutes. For more complex shapes, such as hearts, bells, or figurines, metal molds are used. The glass is blown into the mold, and once cooled, the piece emerges with a defined relief. A single workshop can produce between 100 and 200 ornaments per day. After shaping, the glass blanks are coated with a silver layer to give them a brilliant shine. This process uses a solution of silver nitrate. The interior of the bauble is filled with the solution and heated to around 176 degrees Fahrenheit. This causes the walls of the ornament to be coated with a thin layer of silver. Producing a batch of 50 ornaments requires approximately 1 gallon of solution. The next step is painting. This is done either by hand or in specialized painting booths. The ornaments are dipped into paint or sprayed with it. A single batch of 100 ornaments may require up to 0.8 gallons of paint. Afterward, the painted blanks are dried in special ovens at approximately 140 degrees Fahrenheit for about 2 hours. The most fascinating stage is hand decorating. In countries like the Czech Republic and Germany, the tradition of crafting artisanal handmade ornaments has been preserved. Artisans paint the designs by hand using brushes, adding glitter, or using stencils. Decorating a single ornament can take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. Popular themes include winter landscapes, snowflakes, and fairy tale characters. Glitter is also applied manually using special brushes and tools. A batch of 50 ornaments can require up to 2.2 pounds of glitter. These artisans truly create the magic of Christmas, friends. After completing the decoration process, the toys are fitted with metal caps and loops for hanging. In a single day, a craftsman can attach approximately 200 caps. This task requires focus and meticulous attention to detail to avoid damaging the decorations. A single mistake by one person could deprive hundreds of children of their holiday joy, making this position extremely important. Each toy undergoes an inspection. Craftsmen evaluate it for defects in the glass, paint, or decorations. The finished products are then packed into sturdy cardboard boxes or gift packaging. Depending on the size of the toys, each box can hold between 4 and 10 items. Christmas trees and glass ornaments evoke feelings of coziness, tranquility, and the magic of togetherness within the family. Every decoration, from a vibrant bauble to an elegant bell, can hold a special story, preserving memories in its glittering surface. The glow reflecting the twinkling lights of garlands, the sound of Christmas carols, and the aroma of festive dishes. What could be more enchanting on these cold winter evenings? These elements not only beautify a space, but also fill it with the spirit of a holiday tale that brings people together. At the same time, Christmas trees and ornaments serve as a reminder of the importance of preserving nature and cultural traditions. Modern technology now enables the creation of eco-friendly trees and decorations. For instance, recycled plastic, eco-friendly paints, and biodegradable materials are increasingly used. Three-dimensional printers are also growing in popularity, allowing for the production of unique and customized decor. Imagine candies being produced at a rate of 400 million pieces every single day. If you lined up a year's worth of M&Ms, they would wrap around the earth several times. Want to know the secret behind making these legendary treats that melt in your mouth, not in your hand? Then buckle up. We're about to embark on a sweet journey through the M&M's factory. Today, M&M's are produced at several factories around the world, and one of the most famous is located in New Jersey. Spanning 500,000 square feet, this factory fills the air with a sweet aroma that can take adults right back to their childhood. Around 400 million M&Ms are made here every single day. The number of candies produced in a year is so enormous that if you lined them up, they could circle the earth 36 times. That's an overwhelming abundance of cocoa-filled sweetness. The process of making M&Ms begins with crafting the finest chocolate. The cocoa is primarily sourced from tropical regions in West Africa, Latin America, and parts of Asia, key areas for chocolate production. At the initial stage, milk, cocoa liquor, sugar, and cocoa butter are combined to create the chocolate mixture. Cocoa liquor is a liquid substance made from ground cocoa beans, containing both cocoa fat and cocoa solids. Cocoa butter gives the chocolate its signature smooth, creamy texture. Sugar is added to sweeten the mixture and balance out the bitterness of the cocoa. To create milk chocolate, powdered milk is used. In production, these ingredients are mixed together in large vats until they form a uniform chocolate mass. At the factory, a massive tank processes over 130,000 pounds of chocolate every day. After the chocolate mixture is prepared, it undergoes refining to remove excess particles and achieve a smooth texture. Refining involves processing the chocolate mass to create a finer consistency. The chocolate passes through several refiners that reduce the size of the particles to the desired specifications. As a result, the semi-liquid mass transforms into a fine powder. In M&Ms, the size of the refined particles can reach as small as 20 microns, giving the chocolate its delightful melt-in-your-mouth sensation. This refined chocolate becomes the heart of each delicious candy. Following the refining process, the cocoa powder goes through a stage called conching, which takes place in large machines known as conches. During this process, the powder is mixed with additional cocoa butter and cocoa liquor. Inside the conches, the mixture is heated and stirred for an extended period. This step helps further reduce the tiny particles and remove excess moisture, improving the flavor and texture of the chocolate. After refining and conching, the chocolate reaches the perfect texture and flavor. At this stage, the melted chocolate is shaped into tiny solid pieces called lenses. The chocolate is poured into special molds with a small, rounded structure where the M&Ms are formed. These molds create the signature rounded and slightly flattened shape of the candy. Once molded, the chocolate centers are cooled on the production line using refrigeration tunnels. This step allows the chocolate cores to harden, making them sturdy enough to handle during the next stages without losing their shape. After cooling, the cores go through a sieving process, which mechanically separates and sorts the pieces. This filter removes any excess chocolate that may have formed during molding. Only the perfectly shaped cores move on to the next stage of production. Once the chocolate centers have reached the perfect shape, they are placed in large rotating drums for the application of the sugar coating. It's at this stage that the famous chocolate candies get their signature crispy and colorful outer layer. The drums continuously rotate to ensure the sweet sugar glaze evenly covers each piece. As the drums spin, a liquid sugar syrup is applied to the chocolate centers. This syrup, made primarily of sugar and glucose, forms the outer shell of the M&Ms. During the spinning process, the syrup is evenly distributed over each candy. After every layer of syrup is applied, the candies are dried. The moisture from the syrup gradually evaporates, causing the coating to harden and form a crispy layer around the chocolate core, preventing it from melting when touched. This process is repeated several times, adding new layers of sugar. Next comes polishing, which gives the candy a smooth and shiny finish. Once the M&Ms are covered with a hardened and polished coating, they are placed in special trays for alignment. These trays ensure the candies are properly positioned for the printing of the letter M. The method used to apply the letter to each candy is known as pad printing, a technique that allows for precise printing on rounded surfaces. The candies are then quickly dried to set the ink firmly on the surface without affecting the shine. M&M's candies are sorted by color. Candies of each shade are matched with others of the same hue to ensure even color combinations in the packaging. This meticulous process guarantees a uniform distribution of colors in every package. Before packaging, candies of different colors are mixed together through an automated process. Specialized machines ensure that the mixture is consistent, maintaining the set proportions. Once the product is ready, it moves to the packaging department, where it is carefully weighed to make sure each bag contains the correct number of candies. Then, the M&Ms are packaged using an automated system that ensures both speed and accuracy. The bags are sealed tightly to preserve the freshness of the candies and protect them from moisture and other factors that could affect their quality. The machines gather the bags and place them into boxes, which are then sent to a palletizer for stacking onto pallets. The pallets are loaded onto trucks, and the M&Ms are delivered to customers across the country. The factory operates around the clock, 7 days a week. The original M&M's factory in New Jersey remains one of the leading producers for the North American market. The history of M&M's is filled with fascinating moments and innovations that have contributed to their worldwide popularity. One such milestone was the introduction of the blue M&Ms, which added a splash of brightness and variety to the already beloved candy palette. In 1995, Mars decided to hold a worldwide vote among consumers to choose a new color for the M&M's candies. This was part of a major marketing campaign aimed at refreshing the brand and attracting public attention. Consumers were given the choice between 3 colors: blue, pink, and purple. As a result of the vote, in which millions of people from around the globe participated, blue emerged as the winner. Blue M&Ms replaced the light brown candies that had been part of the original color palette since the brand's inception. The introduction of the blue color not only gave the product a fresh look, but also symbolized the company's strong connection with its consumers, showing that customer feedback plays an important role in the brand's development. The addition of blue M&Ms became a landmark event, solidifying the brand's position in the market and demonstrating its ability to adapt to audience preferences. Since then, blue M&Ms have become a staple in the classic assortment, delighting fans with their vibrant hue and consistent flavor. The history of M&Ms began in 1941, when Forrest Mars invented the candy as a creative solution to keep chocolate solid in hot conditions. He was inspired by a technique he observed during the Spanish Civil War, where soldiers enjoyed chocolate bowls coated with sugar that didn't melt in the sun. Mars decided to develop a similar candy in the United States, and it became a massive success, especially during World War II. M&Ms were the perfect treat for soldiers because of their durability and portability. The sugar coating prevented the chocolate from melting, making them ideal for hot climates and easy to include in military rations. As the brand grew, it introduced new innovations and updates, one of the most notable being the introduction of blue M&Ms.